Welcome back, everyone. We got one more segment with Bruce Polley from the CCA Oregon, and this is something that I have literally fallen in love with. The hatchery and wild coexist. This has gotten some amazing traction in a very short period of time.
Yeah, it has.
Pretty interesting on how things are going with this.
Well, and that's, the things we're talking about, like the Lieberg hatchery issue.
Yeah.
The whole effort behind hatchery and wild coexist is to change the conversation, to get people information that hatchery fish aren't necessarily bad.
Right.
So the anti-hatchery folks, they like to hand out platitudes about how, the best salmon production is a wild and natural salmon stream. Nobody disagrees with that.
Right.
We don't have those anymore.
Well, in a fantasy world, sure.
Well, we just, there's 3 million of us living in the Willamette Basin now, along that river, and we're not going away.
Yeah, well, they're just like some, I won't even say their name. Some company just came out with like a movie about hatcheries and this and that.
Yeah, it was called Artificial from Patagonia, and the day that it aired last April in Portland was during a high water event, a heavy rain event.
Yeah.
Detroit Reservoir rose 165 feet in a few days.
Right.
And if the dams weren't in the Willamette Valley system, their viewing of that movie would have been under 9 feet of water that day.
Isn't that
we don't have natural habitat anymore. We all live here.
Right.
You want to give salmon what they need? We all got to pack up and leave.
Blow up all the dams.
Yeah, put it all back the way it was and get out of here. And that's not going to happen.
No.
So the reality is, do we want to protect wild fish? Absolutely. Do I know any sport guy that I'm going to beat up this wild fish before I release it?
Right.
Nobody does that.
Absolutely not.
We all want good habitat. We all want good survival. We want to hang on to the wild fish we have. But the reality is, if we're going to have hatcheries, or if we're going to have fisheries, we got to have hatcheries.
And you can't overlook the fact of billions of dollars being brought into an area, and that's what this happened. That's what we are. We are salmon and steelhead fishermen. Even though we've manipulated the terrain, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
You can't live in a fallacy. You can't live in la-la land and think that it's all going to turn back around. You got to use a little bit of common sense.
We can make improvements, and we can definitely increase what we've got. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that's going on. There's a lot of current science, where they're using hatcheries to reintroduce wild fish where they didn't exist.
Right.
That was in the latest biop for the Willamette Valley from the Army Corps of Engineers, or NOAA Fisheries rather. So you can't argue with that stuff. If they want to point to the science, point to the right science.
Sure. So. Well, they don't want to do that. Why would you want to point to something that might make them look as dumb as they actually are? One
of my favorite numbers for this whole conversation is 70% of the salmonids that we retain in the state of Oregon are hatchery origin. So if you want to say we're going to get rid of all hatcheries, okay, we're going to get rid of 70% of all the fish that retain. Now what? What's your fishery going to look like? No
fisheries, no fishermen, no ODFW, no millions and billions of dollars brought into the local economy, which everybody depends on. But we're out of time.
All right.
Thanks for coming in.
You bet.
I know that you're busy. Good luck tomorrow when you head out towards the coast. You're heading there now. But good luck when you catch some of those halibut.
Pushing the dory off the beach in the morning.
Good for you. Good luck. As always, everyone, tight lines, shoot straight. Please be safe out there. And I absolutely have no clue what we got going on for tomorrow morning. Matt, how do I not know what's going on for tomorrow? I'm sure we're going to have plenty of reports for you live from the Astoria area, and we're going to get the information that you need to get out there and have some fun. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. right here.